Oh, City play boring football, pass and pass and pass. Pep is ruining football. Ancelotti tactical masterclass. But let's take a look at the stats real quick. 34 shots, 8 shots, 9 on target, 3 on target. Can you guess which one was which? And which team the general narrative is saying is playing boring football? Explain that to me. How? Now, explain that to me. How is City the boring team here? We've just witnessed Haram ball for about 2 hours. That's all Madrid did. That's all they always do. I tell this to people. Every time Madrid wins, they play counter-attacking and they play defensive football, which is fine. That's a strat you can do. It's fine. But when you come here and then you tell me this, that, and the other is playing boring football, safe football, and then you show me Madrid defending with 11 men for 2 hours, then you're objectively wrong. Congratulations to Madrid. The final is PSG Madrid, and Madrid have their 15th UCL. It's done. I don't want to hear, oh, but Bayern, it is Bayern. You never know with Bayern. No, the game is done. Like, that's it. That was the last resort. The way Bayern has been playing this season and their history with Madrid, I give them negative chance because they respect Bayern enough to defend properly. And Bayern simply do not have the capabilities to break Madrid down like that. Pep, people say Pep got out of class. How did he get out of class if he lost on penalties? What are you talking about? If you lose on penalties, that's not on the manager. That's on the players. Bernardo Silva, what have you done? I don't know if he was trying to chip it, Panenka it, but it's just, you just have to score that. You're a big player, you have to score that. Kovacic, I mean, it's a great save from Lunin on Kovacic, I think. Lunin had an amazing game. In my opinion, should have been man of the match over Valverde. It's just, I've never seen this with any team other than Madrid. A backup keeper that was playing in mid-table relegation clubs comes in, balls in every game. It's just, you never see this with any other team. It's I don't know how to describe it. These guys, they lose Militao, they lose Courtois, they don't have a striker, and they're in Champions League semis, and in my opinion, they already won the 15th. I don't know what it is. You can say the players are just better, but it's gotten beyond the point where it's based on players. It's just something mystic about it. And do not tell me because that player is better. You see average players come into Madrid and they become great. You see them leave Madrid and they become average again. Casemiro, Varane. It's just something about it. Once you wear that shirt, it seems to give you like superpowers, super luck. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Rodrigo shoots, Ederson saves it, he falls right back to Rodrigo. Of course it does, he has to. Any other team, it just goes to the left, a little bit to the right. Rodrigo doesn't have time to shoot it. For Madrid, it just falls right on him, it's a goal. However, De Bruyne, he showed up. I was slamming De Bruyne. I was saying, hey, this guy is trash. His touches are bad, his crosses are terrible. He just gets a good goal. Rudiger mistake, to be fair. But 1-1, and then my opinion immediately switched. I'm like, okay, now we're going to see Madrid open up a little bit. They're going to attack more. But no, they didn't. They stayed back and parked the damn bus into extra time. This is insane. It was definitely one of the most boring games of the tie, of the quarterfinals so far. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it's about winning, right? So I understand playing defensive. Carlo Ancelotti himself came out in the post-match interview and said this is the only way his team could have won on penalties. So right there, he just admitted that they're not good enough to beat City in open play. Basically, what Carlo just did here is admit that the best team does not always win in the Champions League. To be fair to Madrid, they are away. So that's the only excuse they do get. They're playing away from home. So, I'll give them that. I thought overall from Madrid's side, I thought Carvajal was very good. This guy is the best right back of his generation, 1000%. I thought some of his touches were also very good. Valverde brought a lot of energy to the game. I thought Camavinga, he had a couple of poor touches. I wasn't really impressed. Rudiger, I mean, he played very well. He played very, very well. Besides that mistake that cost a goal, the rest was pretty good. He also scored the winning penalty. Ferland Mendy, I've said this time and time again, this guy is the most underrated player for Madrid. I do not understand why so many Madrid fans want this guy out. This guy is a bowler. He gives you pressing resistance. He gives you defensive cover. He doesn't complain. He's a humble guy. I'm pretty sure his wages are pretty low. I don't understand Madrid's hate with This guy, he balances your side so well on the left side. Again, Lunin for me is man of the match. Came out when he needed to come out every single time. Did some good saves. He didn't have any, you can say, amazing save moments, but he did his job. He was there. He didn't fumble any balls, so fair enough to him. I thought Vinny and Bellingham disappeared. Besides Bellingham's little play for the goal, I thought they were pretty much ghosts. Similar thing with Rodrigo, to be honest. You can't blame him. Again, it's a very defensive game that they played. They had to give a lot of cover, so you can't really put it on them. On the Man City side, I thought Haaland, listen, Haaland. Now, I've been on the mindset that Haaland, okay, he gets a little too much hate, right? But last year was a warning sign. He didn't show up in any big game, semifinals, finals. And I was like, okay, well, that's a bit of a red flag, Haaland. But we move on. He won the treble. His impact won the treble. It's hard to say that without Haaland, they would have won the treble because they didn't before him. So I said, okay, give Haaland one more year. This season, I cannot give you one big game that Haaland has shown up in. Not one. And that is ridiculous for a player that has zero tech, a player that is known to be the goal scorer of the game right now. If you cannot score in these big moments, then what the hell are you doing for me? You are useless. Thank the heavens for Messi's Ballon d'Or. He saved football yet again. Stop hating. Messi was the better player last year. Haaland, there was a point where I was begging this guy to come to Barcelona. I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was thinking. He's not him. I'm sorry. I've given up on Haaland. He's simply not good enough. Now, to be fair, this was probably one of his better games against Madrid out of the four he's already played for. He didn't get a goal, but he was active. He got a couple decent headers. In the air, I thought he was very good. It just seems like he's always stuck in that little boxy area of him where Rudiger is always around and just he doesn't have a chance to turn and then shoot with space. He can't do it himself, and his teammates just can't do it for him, it seems. We said that Haaland was the perfect fit for Man City when he came in because they created so many chances. Now the narrative has switched substantially. I believe Haaland was never the great fit for Man City. He was simply a good signing to change the style of play to surprise teams a little bit. I think overall, long term, Haaland probably doesn't stay at City forever, especially if Pep stays there. Rodri has not had the best couple of games against Madrid lately. I think some of his passes were imprecise. He just felt a little slow. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't at his best, in my opinion. Bernardo Silva is just everywhere. This guy for 120 minutes, back and forth. It's just that penalty, it's just going to have to be a moment that he remembers. And it's just unfortunate because all his hard work is undone from that one moment. We talk about the Champions League being moments. The Araujo red card last game. Talking about Bernardo Silva right now. Kovacic, one moment defines you in the Champions League. And Madrid they're the king of moments. They just, every single moment, every single 50-50 falls in their favor. They make it fall in their favor. They do not waste their chances. They're effective. Defensively, they're always tight. The players are always pressing. They always believe in themselves. It is what it is. I don't know what more to say. This is not on Pep. Man City, we knew they weren't as good coming here, but this was the game that Man City should have still beat Real Madrid right before they get Mbappe, because next year with Mbappe, I think the narrative will switch and Madrid are going to be the favorites facing City this time, something that has not happened so far. These quarterfinals as a neutral were amazing to watch. As a Barca fan, they were still amazing to watch, but all my agendas were ruined. Every single team I wanted to go through did not go through. Mbappe against Madrid final. And let's be honest, Mbappe is about to lose another final. Mbappe and Dembele, please. Dembele in a Champions League final against Madrid, who has 0 goals in official games. Dembele is the type of guy who scored 2 goals against us, but then flop against Madrid. I already see it. For me, it's a lose-lose. I hate both teams, but they're going to make the final both. All I can hope for is Bayern, please, for the love of God. Kane, come on, bro. I know you're not going to do it. I know you're Butler, but please, man. There's a time to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong now. That's all for tonight, guys. Peace out.